Imagine a world where the walls of your home are not merely shelter, but a potential instrument of your own demise. We travel back nearly 4,000 years to the dusty, sun-scorched plains of ancient Mesopotamia. Here, under the watchful eye of King Hammurabi, the law was absolute, brutal, and unforgiving. If a builder constructed a house that collapsed, killing its owner, the builder was to be put to death. This was not merely a suggestion or a guideline. It was the foundation of accountability in civil engineering, established a terrifying yet clear precedent. The safety of the public was the singular responsibility of the one who laid the stone and connected the pipe. While we have moved far beyond the era of capital punishment for faulty craftsmanship, this ancient obsession with structural integrity remains the ghost in the machine of modern construction. It reminds us that plumbing is not just about convenience. It is a matter of life and death, an ancient pact between the builder and the occupant that has evolved into the complex legal frameworks we navigate today. As we move from the harsh justice of Babylon to the architectural marvels of the Roman Empire, we see the first true revolution in public sanitation. The Romans were masters of the hydraulic arts, constructing massive stone aqueducts that stretched for miles, channeling fresh mountain water into the heart of bustling cities. They understood that a civilization is only as healthy as its ability to move water in and waste out. Lead pipes, known as fistulae, snaked beneath the cobblestones, feeding the elaborate public baths that served as the social hubs of the Roman world. Yet even with this sophisticated infrastructure, the science of sanitation was still in its infancy. When the Roman Empire crumbled, the knowledge of these systems fell into a dark, stagnant silence. For centuries, the Western world turned its back on the engineering of waste, leading to the grim reality of the Middle Ages. Streets became open sewers, and the lack of sanitation turned growing urban centers into breeding grounds for the most terrifying diseases in human history. During these centuries of neglect, the consequences were written in the toll of human life. Cholera, typhoid, and dysentery swept through the cramped, filthy alleys of medieval Europe like wildfire, claiming lives by the thousands because the basic understanding of hygiene had been lost to time. It was a chaotic era where the simple act of living in a city could be a death sentence, while plumbers today don't face medieval punishments for mistakes. Keeping track of a crew, job hours, and who did what on which job site used to be just as chaotic. It is exactly why contractors today use Invoice One Pro to track worker hours and job history in one place, so nothing falls through the cracks. By bringing order to the administrative side of the trade, modern professionals ensure that the chaos of the past stays in the history books, allowing them to focus on the precision that keeps our communities safe and functional. As the 19th century dawned in America, the nation stood at a crossroads. Industrialization had drawn millions into rapidly expanding cities, and these urban centers were becoming literal pressure cookers of disease. The lack of standardized plumbing was not just an inconvenience. It was a public health crisis of epic proportions. Cities like New York and Chicago, the rapid growth outpaced the infrastructure, leading to outbreaks that terrified the populace. It was in this crucible of necessity that the first modern plumbing codes began to emerge, born from the desperate need to separate drinking water from waste. City councils and health boards began to draft local regulations, mandating that homes be equipped with proper drainage and ventilation. These were the first tentative steps toward the complex, highly regulated world of modern plumbing, as society finally recognized that the safety of the individual home was inextricably linked to the health of the entire city. The transition from unregulated makeshift plumbing to a standardized trade was a slow, arduous process. The late 1800s, a plumber was often a self-taught handyman with little more than a wrench and a prayer, operating in a world where the rules changed from one street corner to the next. The development of the S-trap and the realization that sewer gases were silent killers forced a shift in how we thought about indoor pipes. Engineers and early plumbing inspectors began to insist on venting, a revolutionary concept that allowed sewer gases to escape harmlessly into the atmosphere rather than seeping back into living rooms. It was a period of trial and error where every new regulation was written in response to a tragedy. These early codes were the blueprints for the modern era, setting the stage for a time when plumbing would be recognized as a highly skilled, essential profession that required rigorous training and strict adherence to a national standard. Just as those early plumbers had to prove their work met new city standards, today's contractors need to present clean, professional numbers to win a job. Invoice One Pro lets you build professional estimates and invoices in minutes, providing the same trust the best plumbers built brick by brick, now built job by job. In an industry where trust is the ultimate currency, having a system that reflects your professionalism is as important as having the right tools for the job. By digitizing the estimate process, modern contractors can bridge the gap between the technical skill of the trade and the business acumen required to sustain it. This professionalization is the culmination of a long journey that began with the realization that a house is only as good as the systems hidden behind its walls. By the mid-20th century, the fragmented landscape of local plumbing codes began to coalesce into national standards. Organizations like the International Association of Plumbing and Mechanical Officials, or IAPMO, stepped into the void, creating the Uniform Plumbing Code. This was a watershed moment for the industry. No longer was a plumber subject to the whims of a local inspector who might have his own idiosyncratic interpretation of the rules. Instead, there was a unified, scientifically backed set of standards that governed everything from pipe diameter to the placement of backflow preventers. Standardization allowed for the mass production of quality plumbing materials and ensured that a home built in California would meet the same safety requirements as one built in Maine. It turned plumbing into a protected, respected trade, bolstered by unions and licensing requirements that ensured only those with the proper training could handle the critical infrastructure of our homes. The creation of the plumbing code was not just about safety, it was about the professionalization of the worker. The licensing exam became the gatekeeper of the industry, a rigorous test of knowledge that separated the amateur from the master. It required an understanding of physics, hydraulics, and chemistry, as well as a deep knowledge of the evolving building codes. The shift brought a new level of prestige to the trade. Plumbers were no longer just men with wrenches. They were the guardians of the public health, the unsung heroes who ensured that the life-sustaining flow of water remained pure and the waste remained contained. The evolution of these codes reflects our own progress as a civilization, moving from the fear-based accountability of ancient times to a system based on education, expertise, and a commitment to the common good. As we entered the 21st century, the plumbing industry underwent another transformation, the digital revolution. Today, the work is still hard, physical, and demanding. But the administrative burden has been lightened by technology that would have seemed like magic to a plumber from the early 1900s. Smart tools, fiber optic cameras, and digital leak detection allow modern plumbers to diagnose problems without breaking a single tile. The paperwork, once a mountain of carbon copy invoices and handwritten ledgers, has been replaced by apps and cloud-based systems. Invoice One Pro also includes AI tools for editing job photos and light bookkeeping features, keeping your paperwork organized without needing to be an accountant. And right now, contractors can try Invoice One Pro free for 1 month at invoiceonepro.net. This digital transformation is the final chapter in our story of evolution, where the efficiency of the office finally matches the precision of the job site. Beauty of modern plumbing lies in its invisibility. When we turn the tap, we expect water. When we flush, we expect it to disappear. This expectation is the result of thousands of years of human struggle, innovation, and the eventual creation of a rigorous standardized code of conduct. We have traveled from the death penalties of Hammurabi to the complex, safety-focused regulations of the modern day. Every pipe, every fitting, and every vent is a testament to the fact that we have learned how to master our environment, turning the chaotic forces of nature into a controlled, reliable utility. The plumbers of today stand on the shoulders of those who came before them, carrying the weight of ancient responsibility while utilizing the tools of the future. It is a noble tradition, one that keeps our cities from falling into the decay that plagued the medieval world and ensures that our homes remain the safe, sanitary sanctuaries they were designed to be. We must remember that the history of plumbing is, at its core, the history of human progress. It is the story of how we learn to value our own well-being enough to invest in the infrastructure that sustains us. From the stone channels of Rome to the PEX piping of today, each innovation has been a step away from the darkness of disease and toward the light of modern health. The rules and codes we follow today are the culmination of centuries of hard-won lessons, ensuring that the mistakes of the past are never repeated. It is a legacy of accountability that began with the threat of the sword and has evolved into the professional pride of the licensed tradesperson. In every drop of clean water that enters a home and every gallon of waste that is safely removed, there is a silent history of engineering, law, and human effort. As we look toward the future, the role of the plumber remains as vital as it has ever been. While technology will continue to change the way we work, the fundamental necessity of the trade remains unchanged. Through the use of AI-driven diagnostics or advanced sustainable materials, the goal remains the same: to protect the public and ensure the health of our communities. The modern contractor who embraces these tools is not just keeping up with the times. They are honoring the legacy of those who first dared to map the flow of water and regulate the safety of human shelter. By keeping their businesses organized and their work precise, they are upholding the ancient pact that began in the heart of Mesopotamia, proving that even in a world of complex technology, the human commitment to quality and safety is the most important component of all. We have seen how the chaos of the past was tamed by the order of the code. We have seen how the burden of the trade was lightened by the innovation of technology. We have seen how the professionalization of the plumber has elevated the trade to its rightful place as a pillar of modern society. The journey from the ancient code of death to the modern code of safety is a testament to our capacity to learn, to grow, and to build a better world for those who come after us. It is a story that is still being written every day, in every basement, every job site, and every office where a contractor decides to do the job right. The tools we have today, like the digital platforms that keep our businesses running, are the latest evolution in this grand tradition of craftsmanship and accountability. As we conclude this look into the history of plumbing, consider the immense distance we have traveled as a species. No longer rely on the fear of the king to ensure our safety. We rely on the expertise of the professional and the integrity of the code. This is a triumph of civilization, a quiet victory won in the pipes and drains of our homes. It is a history that deserves to be remembered, for it is the history of how we learn to live together in health and harmony. Let this serve as a reminder that every time you turn on a faucet, you are participating in a miracle of engineering that is the result of thousands of years of human evolution. We have come a long way from the mud and the plague, and we have done so by building a foundation of knowledge that keeps us safe every single day. Modern trade is not just about fixing leaks. It is about maintaining the very fabric of our modern lives. The plumber is the silent guardian of the city, the one who ensures that the systems we take for granted continue to function without fail. As we move forward, let us continue to value the expertise of the trades, the necessity of the codes, and the importance of professional tools that allow our workers to focus on what they do best. By embracing the past and utilizing the tools of the present, we can ensure that the future of our infrastructure remains strong, reliable, and safe for generations to come. The history of plumbing is a history of us, and it is a story that is far from over. Remember that the tools of today are designed to help you avoid the chaos that our ancestors had to endure. Whether you are managing a large crew or working as a solo contractor, the ability to track your work, your time, and your business history is the key to success in the modern world. By staying organized, you are not only helping yourself, you are contributing to the standard of professionalism that defines the modern plumbing trade. Take pride in your work, honor the history of your craft, and use the technology available to you to build a business that will stand the test of time. After all, the legacy of the builder is the structure that remains, and in the world of plumbing, that structure is the health and safety of us all. We look back at the arc of this history, from the harsh punishments of the ancient world to the digital efficiencies of the present. One thing remains clear: the importance of the trade has never wavered. We have simply found better, more humane, and more effective ways to ensure the quality of our work. The code is our guide. The license is our badge of honor, and the tools we use are the extensions of our commitment to excellence. As you continue your work, carry this history with you, and know that you are part of a long and noble tradition of those who have dedicated their lives to the mastery of water and the protection of the home. In closing, we hope this journey through the history of plumbing has given you a new perspective on the pipes and fixtures that surround you every day. It is a fascinating, complex, and vital part of our human story, one that is woven into the very walls of our lives. From the ancient king who demanded perfection to the modern contractor who uses technology to achieve it, the spirit of the trade remains the same, a dedication to doing the job right for the sake of the people who rely on it. Keep building, keep learning, and keep the water flowing. And never forget that you are part of a history that is as deep, as flowing, and as essential as the water itself.